viewers, this your boy Amari Points here, bringing you the latest movie review. Today I'm doing my newest movie review on the latest Disney Plus original movie, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw. And this movie is another adaptation to the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. And what we get in this movie is that we get to see Greg trying to live up to his father's expectations, and they soon realize they don't really have much in common, but Greg's father has a plan to send him into military school to shape up and be a man when things don't exactly turn out the way they hoped for him. But again, they honestly try so hard to bond with each other and try to spend time with each other as well. I can say about this movie was good. It was definitely got real good, but it had a few problems here and there that I really did try to look past, but I couldn't. But it was still a fun adaptation to the books as well. And also, what I can say about this movie is that it added a few stuff from, well, the live action movies that I can't really explain or spoil, because when you guys see it, you will want to see it yourself. Let's start off with the positives and negatives. First off are the positives. The one positive I have is, again, seeing them throw the stuff from the live action adaptation to the animated. One thing I can say about this, they did a great job doing something like that, because it'll get everyone invested and everyone will want to see it. And we also do get to see a couple of things from, like, Roderick Rules, the live action part, and we also do get to see a couple of stuff from Dog Days as well. But it was still interesting to see them pull this type of thing and add a few stuff to this animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, because it'll definitely show that they are really trying to get everybody invested in the animated movies. Another positive I have is it's definitely showing, like, the father and son dynamic in this movie. Everyone who has a dad and every father who has a son will definitely want to see this, especially if you grew up with Diary of a Wimpy Kid like I did when I was a little kid. I remember reading these books. This is definitely testing the bond between Greg and his father. And I can say this, they definitely are trying to really test each other, especially, like I said, when Greg's dad, Mr. Heffley, tries to send him to military school. And Greg is doing everything he can to stay out of military school in this one, that he is willing to do everything to get his dad's approval. And that's what I believe every single son wants, is their father's approval and the chance to spend time with them as well. I think they really made a really good thing that every father and son can relate to. Another positive is, well, like, some of the stuff, like, that was, well, different from what I've seen. They did not want to make sure to make it like the live action adaptation. They wanted to, like, make it different. Make it different in a way. But it was still a good adaptation that I honestly can get behind. One thing I can say about Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw, is that they honestly made sure to not make it like the live action movies, because they wanted to make it different for everyone to enjoy and invest. That's the one thing I can't say. And I think that's it for the positives. On to the negatives. The one negative I have for this movie is that, well, a couple of scenes, like where a specific scene where Greg hangs up posters to run for president. Sorry if I'm spoiling for you guys, as most of you probably seen in the trailers. Yeah, I didn't like that. That just really stood out for me, and I think that honestly could have been better. It really could have. And another negative is that, well, again, they kind of made Greg sort of self-centered in this movie. In this movie, like more focused on himself and not thinking about others. I think that honestly isn't the way to write a movie for a kid. For a kid, in my opinion, because that could have been well different and played out. To be honest, I honestly wish that they could have made it more of a movie that Greg learns from his lessons instead of just making him so selfish and self-centered about himself. That's just that's just something I think we don't need. And another negative is that, well, I guess we don't get to see much of the Heffley family in this movie. But again, I get it. It's more focused on Greg and his father. But I would have liked to see more of the rest of the family. I get it. Again, I get it's more focused on Greg and his dad, but it's more. It should have been more focused on the family as well too. That's what I think they should have did. I really, I really do wish they put more scenes with the family in this movie, and it could have been a lot more better with that. That's it for my positives and negatives, guys. On to my rant. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw. It's for sure a movie that you want to see, but it also has a few problems with it. As I said, I think that it really need a couple of work on this, on a few scenes, in my opinion. I know other people will probably have their different perspective on the movie when they watch it, because well, it's supposed to be a clean slate, way different from the live action adaptations, and I get that. But this one, I think it was way more different and more more kind of goofy and funny in its own way. I'm really bummed. Last year we didn't even get a Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie. Like we could have honestly got one of one of the books, one of the books, like Long Haul, like I saw years ago. I can't even remember what was all in the movie. That could have been a movie that could have been on Disney Plus. But I get it. It takes a long time to animate these type of movies. But this this franchise has come a long way, and now we're getting the last straw. It was definitely good. It was for sure good. We get to see honestly Greg evolve more and become more of teenage, a compassionate teenager, and he's trying to honestly live up to his father's expectations, as I said before, and things sort of take a turn when he tries to, though. But it was still a good movie for everybody to watch. I definitely recommend this movie because when you start watching this movie, you'll see that their relationship progresses as the movie progresses. In my opinion, I honestly think any father and son who want to watch this movie, definitely watch it because it is for sure a movie that every father and son will want to watch, especially if you're around my age and grew up with the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. Because I myself grew up with these books, and when I was in middle school, and they helped me through middle school years. But it's for sure a movie that all your kids and son and fathers will want to watch. Father and son time, definitely watch it. You'll have a good fun laugh. I laughed at a few scenes. And there were a couple of dad jokes in here that everyone is going to want to watch too. And if you love those type of things, for sure go watch this movie on Disney Plus. It is for sure a movie everyone will want to watch and have a fun time with. I I certainly did. I certainly did. Because, again, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the last straw, you can definitely tell Greg is really trying his hardest to get to know his father. Same with his dad. They try so hard to know each other, but at the end, at some parts of the movie, they don't exactly click. But when it gets to probably the middle, I guess I can't say which part of the movie they get to bond and try to know each other. But when you see it, you'll know what I mean. That's all I can tell you guys. When you see the specific moment they bond, you'll definitely know what I mean when I say that, because you're for sure gonna honestly want to laugh and have a fun time with it. I can promise you this. I can promise you this. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw is for sure a movie you are going to enjoy seeing. That's it for my rant, guys. On to the rating. Sorry. Give me a minute. Give me a moment. Okay. I give Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw, a solid B minus. I hope everyone can see it. It's a B minus. Because, again, there were some parts of the movie that I didn't really like. It felt like it was slowing down on a few parts. But it picked up. I still had a fun time. The animation is still good, better than ever. DisneyPlus knew what they were doing with this franchise, and I love how every single year they make these movies and continue to show them for the next generation. And also, what I can say about this movie, guys, it's for sure telling the story of a father and son bonding, and getting to know each other. Sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit. It's definitely telling the story of a father and son trying to bond and getting to know each other, because that's one of the things that fathers need to do. They need to spend time with their sons and get to know them. And I think Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw, does deliver on that. And also, another thing I liked about this movie is that it really does show that Greg and his dad are for sure trying to bond. Even when they don't honestly agree on most things, they still find a way to bond with each other. And as I said, they put some scenes from the live action movies like Roderick Rules in this movie. That everyone is going to notice right away. And along with Dog Days as well. Everyone's going to pick up on those right away and see which scenes I'm talking about. You're for sure going to notice right away, without a doubt. You are. And it was still good. It was still fantastic seeing them play good scenes from the classic live action movies. It was still fun. It was still enjoyable. And again, for sure, watch this on DisneyPlus if you have DisneyPlus. You won't be disappointed with how it looks. I can promise you that. But for sure, watch the other ones so you can get caught up if you haven't seen them, of course. And that's it for my movie review, guys. Don't forget to like, comment down below on what you guys thought of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw. Subscribe and share with everyone you know. And press the little notification bell at the bottom of my video to get notified when my next movie review is going to be. I will see you guys soon. Take care and God bless. Peace.